How to speak fluent English. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak fluent English. Now let me give you some advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak fluent English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only really shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be ashamed of losing faith. Don't be ashamed of American mistakes. Don't be ashamed of brushing English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it. You all want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be ashamed of making mistakes. Don't be ashamed of writing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. How to speak fluent English. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid of and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to speak English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of missing it. Don't be ashamed of being English. Don't be ashamed of speaking more English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of studied. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid of never ashamed. It's no pain to make us learn life. Don't be ashamed. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid, never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English It should never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Gentlemen, I believe in all control to business. Now be on my back. Don't be afraid of this way. Don't be afraid of don't be ashamed of balance in English. Don't be ashamed of speaking more English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only same is that you know as my mouth. The only going to learn English is you never afraid it. And never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You're alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only zero shame is that never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid of and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be afraid of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid of and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you are going to speak English. Now be some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be ashamed of making mistakes. Don't be ashamed of missing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of upstanding. The only shame is the mouth, now number the mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. And don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, and I believe you all want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of losing method. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being silent. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid of and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that you want to speak English. Never listen to advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of missing it. Don't be afraid of mixing into English. Don't be afraid of speaking more English. Don't be afraid of being laughed at. Don't be afraid of being stared at. The only thing is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never overshamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. Make a still great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to speak good English. Now, let me some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in the life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in the life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Listen, I believe you want to be secret. Never let me some advice. Don't be ashamed of English. Don't be ashamed of making it. Don't be ashamed of becoming English. Don't be ashamed of speaking English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's no pain to let you make a change in your life. Don't be ashamed. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never appear afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak English. Now, let me some advice. Don't be ashamed of English fail. Don't be ashamed of being judged. Don't be ashamed of being not English. Don't be ashamed of being more English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of that. The only shame is that you never earn my mouth. The only way to learn is to be never afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be ashamed of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be ashamed and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being studied. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be so ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you are going to speak English. Never be some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of losing method. Don't be ashamed of being joyless. Don't be ashamed of being winners. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of students. The only thing is not me open over the mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never to learn. It's to make a student in your life. Don't be sad. No pain, no gain. You can make it zero right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of meeting methods. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you are going to speak English. Now, believe in some rights. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be ashamed of practicing English. Don't be ashamed of speaking English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being sad. The only shame is that you know the mouth. The only good children is to never perfect and never ashamed. It's to never less. It's to make them less. Don't be sad. No pain, no gain. Can be physical right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be afraid of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Listen, I believe your mouth and the business. Never is summer bad. Never afraid of losing weight. Never was a meeting. Don't be afraid of being innocent. Don't be ashamed of speaking words. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being that. So all shame is that you know the mouth. So don't go to learn issue never afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to exchange in your life. Don't be ashamed. No pain, no gain. Can be because you are right. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being sad. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be ashamed and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be afraid of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that never not with the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be ashamed, and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to speak goodness. Now let me some advice. Don't be afraid of losing weight. Don't be afraid of representing. Don't be ashamed of balancing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking boldness. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of speaking shadow. The only shame is that you never laugh. The only way to learn is to never afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't be ashamed. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are right. No pain, no gain. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of writing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to read good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be ashamed, afraid, and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to be good. Now, believe in some advice. Don't be ashamed of losing faith. Don't be ashamed of missing it. Don't be ashamed of losing your English. Don't be ashamed of to be worthless. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being exhausted. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late and never to make a change in life. Don't be said, no pain, no gain can make it. You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of losing making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of speaking standard. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to speak good English. Now let me some advice. Don't be ashamed of losing faith. Don't be ashamed of making letters. Don't be ashamed of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking Buddhist. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you never the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never operate and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain can make you right. Afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to speak good English. Now let me some advice. Don't be afraid of doing this. Don't be afraid of missing it. Don't be afraid of missing English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being said that. The only shame is that you never mouth. The only way to English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never change to make a change in life. Don't be no pain, no experience. You are right. You are right. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being standard. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be ashamed and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, believe some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of missing it. Don't be afraid of missing English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being method. Don't be ashamed of saying that. The only way to ashamed that you never know with mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in life. Don't wait. No pain, no gain. You come back. You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be ashamed and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you are going to speak English. Now we love so much. Don't be ashamed this way. Don't be afraid of missing. Don't be ashamed of the best in English. Don't be ashamed of missing words. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being sad. The only shame is that you never laugh. The only way to learn is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's not to amazing life. We said no pain, no gain, you are great. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to be good. Now let me some advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be ashamed of embarrassing English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being sad. The only shame is that you never open the mouth. The only way to learn is to never be afraid or never be ashamed. It's never change your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of listening. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid, no pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all want to speak good English. Now, let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only real shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never be ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid, no pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you want to speak good English. Now let me tell you advice. Don't be afraid of losing faith. Don't be afraid of missing it. Don't be afraid of being English. Don't be afraid of speaking English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of saying that. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never that. So never to that. It's never to that. No pain, no gain. It's all right. You're all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all want to speak good English. Now let me give you some advice. Don't be afraid of losing face. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of practicing your English. Don't be ashamed of speaking poor English. Don't be ashamed of being laughed at. Don't be ashamed of being stared at. The only shame is that you never open your mouth. The only way to learn English is to never be afraid and never ashamed. It's never too late to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid. No pain, no gain. You can make it. You are great. Thank you.